G'day and welcome to another video with Better Pics. Hope this finds you all well. Today we're going to look at a feature in Adobe Bridge that really helps you to put together groups of images in a way that is a little bit different to the way that Bridge is generally used. Now, I've mentioned in previous videos, one of the things I really like about Adobe Bridge is that you're working with a file's direct location. For example, if you navigate to a folder, as you can see up here on the top left-hand corner, where your images sit within your hard drive or storage space, then that's where you're looking at them within Adobe Bridge as well. And it's a fantastic feature because if you're someone like me that works across multiple hard drives, sometimes within a day, then you want to have the navigation to your raw files mirror or replicate how you're navigating to them within Bridge and how they sit on your storage devices. So that's a really handy feature to be able to have. However, within Bridge, you can create what's called collections. If we have a look on the left-hand side over here, just next to filter, you can see that there's the word collections. Now, there's two types of collections that you can create. And if we right-click, you can see there's a new smart collection and a new collection. And the main difference between them is a collection is a location to find images that you've manually placed there. So if you say, for example, if we put a new collection and we say Sydney, which is where the images that we're currently looking at were photographed. So if we have a look at all of those images that were photographed in Sydney, we can select a range of images and we can manually drag them across to that collection. And you can see that if we go to that collection, if we navigate over to that tab, all of those images that I selected are now sitting within that collection, which I've titled Sydney. So we've manually placed them there. Now, it's important to remember that we haven't actually physically moved the location of the file. We're simply creating a virtual collection or a virtual folder of those images that we manually place in there. And that just means, for example, if you're putting together a collection of images for a client or a book or whatever it may be, a slideshow or presentation, it means that you can put those images in a place where they're all easily accessible, which is a really great feature when it comes to staying organized with your images. Now, what we can also do, as I mentioned earlier, is create a smart collection. And you can see this brings up a slightly larger dialog box. And what we're going to do is we're going to call this one Sydney Bridge. And we're going to leave in Smart Collection there just so we have it as a label that we know exactly what it is. We can look at the source, so we can select any folder on our current storage devices. We're just going to stay with raw stills so that we're looking in the one folder. And you can have specific criteria, which means that Adobe Bridge is going to go looking for specific images or assets that fit that criteria. For example, at the moment, we've got a keyword and it contains bridge. And if any of that criteria are met, it will automatically put those assets or those images into the smart collection of Sydney Bridge. All right, so let's hit find. And there's none in there. And the reason that is because we don't have any images that have bridge currently as tags. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to select a whole bunch of images. There we go. And this is the beauty of smart collections because it's not only when you initially set up the smart collection that it will go searching for images, but then when you update any other images in the future that are within that folder, it will look for any images that fit that criteria. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into keywords and we're going to put the word bridge. And we're just going to hit the tick down the bottom right-hand corner here. And that metadata has been applied. If we go over to Sydney Bridge Smart Collection, you can see all of those images have now automatically gone into that smart collection because they have the word bridge as a keyword. So when you go through your keywording and captioning process, you can create a smart collection that has those specific criteria. There's a bunch of criteria that you can enter. For example, keywords, label, preserved file name, rating, urgency, altitude, the whole bunch of options there. Focal length, you can have all the images that were shot at 50 millimeters, for example. specific ISO or specific cameras or models, white balance, whole bunch of criteria there that you can enter in. You can have contains or does not contain, starts with, ends with. There's a bunch of stuff there that you can put in. And in this case, we've put keywords and it contains the word bridge. Again, the results match if any criteria are met or if all criteria are met. And that might be if you add multiple criteria, which you can do by hitting this plus button. So you can have keywords plus file name as an example. So that's a fantastic feature as a smart collection where Bridge can go searching or continue to add images to that particular collection based on criteria that it meets. Or criteria that you enter into that image or criteria that the image may have. So having both the option for collections, which you can manually put images into, or a smart collection, which a Bridge will continue to look for attributes that the images may have or that you enter into the images, means that that collection will grow over time. Now, if you wanted to get rid of a particular collection, if you don't have a use for a collection anymore, all you need to do is right-click on that collection name or title and hit delete. Now, it's important to remember that you're not actually deleting anything that's in that collection, just the collection itself. Remember, it's the equivalent of a virtual folder. So the actual files don't sit within an actual folder. They're still in their original location. So delete collection. Deleting the collection Sydney Bridge will remove it from the Bridge collections list. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yes. Now, if we go back to those original raw files, you can see that all of them still exist. Nothing's actually been deleted. It's just the collection that's been deleted. So fantastic feature and definitely very handy. You can, of course, rename your collection as well and add it to your favorites. So plenty of options there. Now remember also, if you want to find exactly where an image within a collection is located on your hard drive or within the actual storage folder, all you need to do is right click and reveal in Bridge, or you can actually reveal in Explorer. Obviously I'm working on a PC in this case. So if you reveal in Bridge, it will go back to the original folder and highlight that image where that image is currently stored on the hard drive or your storage device. Now, if there's images that you have identified and put into a collection that you want to remove, all you need to do is select one or whatever number of images it is that you would like to remove and hit remove from collection up here on the top right hand corner. And that will simply remove those images from the collection. It's important to remember that it's not removing them or deleting them from your hard drive, because this isn't the actual location where these images are stored. It's simply removing their access to the collection that you've identified and place those images in. So super quick and simple, and you're able to remove those images from a collection. Now, if you identify, once you have all of these images in your collection and you want to put them in a different folder, then you can copy or move to a different location, and you can choose the folder there as well. It's a great way to put a collection together. Say, for example, if you were looking for 100 images to put a book together and you just wanted to copy to have that as a backup in a different physical location, different hard drive or a different storage spot. It's a great way to go. So as you can see, collections within Adobe Bridge are a fantastic way to virtually organize your images and put them together in groups that have relevance to what your workflow requires, and allows you to quickly access those images not only in a virtual sense but also where they're actually located on your storage device. Hope this video has been helpful. Thanks always for stopping by. As always, any questions are welcome in the comments below, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.